My name is Jessie, and I am a work from home mom, seven-figure beauty business owner, and business guru. If you're in the beauty industry, or maybe you're thinking about entering into it, I want to congratulate you on recognizing that this is one of the most lucrative industries that you ever could have chosen to be a part of. In just a few years, I was able to go from broke and working in my basement to building a multi-seven-figure beauty business. And I'm here to share with you how I started and what it took to go from beginner to running a fully booked and thriving empire. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the call. I'm so excited to introduce you to Ayla. I wanted to bring something that was going to offer you so much value. And like always, I look for the best of the best in the industry. So one of the things that people struggle with so much is growing their Instagram, but not even just growing it, afterwards, making sure that it's turning into something that's actually making money in their business. And Ayla is the best of the best in the industry for that. Ayla, I've been watching you grow your Instagram and grow your business for the last while, and I've been so inspired. So I'm just so happy to have you here. And yeah, welcome. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. You're too kind.
I'm so glad we finally got to do this too.
I
It's been a
know.
while. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like for anybody who doesn't know you,
Yes.
know your business, let me know about yourself.
Yes. Okay. Oh gosh, that's always such a funny question. You're like, how do I condense this in like 30 to 60 seconds? So yes, I love social media, marketing, branding. All of that is my jam. It's my genius zone. It's what I do. I have been working in marketing in some way, shape, or form for the last 12 years, doing lots of done for you inside work with some of the biggest and best brands. There are everyone from, YouTube experts to lots of different coaches to big e-commerce sites and stores, you name it, kind of in it, helping them with their marketing and their social and their businesses and their brandings and their funnel and all of that amazing things. And then about just over 6 or 7 months ago, I decided to let go of all of my done for you clients and kind of go all in on my coaching business, which has been so much fun, so incredible, the best decision I ever made, the scariest, but it's so amazing. And so now I primarily work with female entrepreneurs, either one-on-one or in a group coaching program. And then I'm recently going to be launching an incredible self-study course, and yeah, teaching women how not only grow followings on social media, because that's one piece of it, but we don't need more followers to have businesses. I have 4,000 followers. I have a client that has 500 followers, and she made 10 grand last month, or last week, all organically from social. So I'm really big on quantity over quality, but of course we want to continue growing and all of that, but really creating strong content and real foundational businesses using social media and attracting our ideal clients is what I specialize in, what I love, what I teach. And yeah, that is me, Spark Notes version. I have a husband, I have a dog, I live in Calgary, Alberta. I have a goddaughter who's Arctic. Her name's Arctic. She's 4. She's the love of my life. Hopefully want to start a family one day. And yeah, that's Spark Note version, high level of a little bit about me.
I love that. I love that name, by the way. Arctic.
Arctic? Yeah, Arctic
Wow.
Everly Gray Fraser. She's just born for greatness.
That is
Just
so beautiful. So beautiful. I want to touch on what you just said about not needing that many followers in order to grow your business. I think that I've really watched that in my business. Like we had fairly like good amount of followers on our business account, and truthfully none of that has ever monetized in the way that I thought that it would. So I took the focus off of that and directed my attention elsewhere. And now I'm realizing I want to go back into it and grow this organically. But I think that so many people who are starting out, because of like this influencer world that we live in, we think that you need to have all these followers in order to have people take you seriously. But ultimately, and then also to make money. But a lot of those people with all those followers aren't making money,
yeah,
right? Or they're not making money from that. And then they're spending so much time in their business, like pumping out content that actually doesn't convert into sales like how they want it. It's not even paying them, like they're working for free.
yeah.
And it's mind blowing. So I love the fact that you touched on that. And I kind of want to dive deeper into that because we're talking to right now a lot of people who are growing their small business, a lot of beauty professionals who are figuring out how to market themselves in this like crazy world of Instagram and influencers. So looking at that and like already acknowledging that you don't need a ton of followers, what do you think that you do need, or what would be like your like secret tip for people in order to get good clients or to actually make money from what they're posting on Instagram?
Yeah, such a good question, and something I'm very passionate about, and I teach in everything I do a lot about, because I have worked um, with both on the brand influencing side, getting brand deals for influencers, and also get hiring influencers as a brand, both on both sides. And this engagement, this follower number, all of this is it's so interesting, and it's changed so significantly. Even brands, when working with content creators, no longer care necessarily about the followers. They actually want to see real engagement. They want to see screenshots of conversations of customers actually interested in what it is that they're talking about. They want to see engagement rates. They want to see quality over quantity, even on the brand deals side. So truly, like, hundreds of thousands and millions of followers, even in this influencer world that created this vanity metric narrative, is shifted significantly. So there's that piece. But then regarding, all of these incredible beauty estheticians, and really how they can start to monetize without big following is, and it sounds so cliche, and I want a different word for it, honestly, but it really is niching down on something specific to them. So finding we all are brands, we have our brands, but we also are people and have brand personalities, and we all have things that we're really great at in whatever it is that we're doing. So finding what it is that you're passionate about, finding what it is that really sets you apart from, the other people in your space, the other beauty estheticians out there, the other people doing exactly what you're doing, what makes you different, and how can you be very specific in how you're creating content to show up for one person. It's so important to know when you're creating content, when you're showing up on social media, who it is you're talking to. And so getting so clear on that person, knowing they're like, when I'm on my podcast, when I'm writing my copy in my post, when I'm creating a reel, I have one person in my head. I've worked with her already. Her name is Steph. She was a dream. She's my exact favorite person. Her income, her job, her energy, her work ethic. She was so coachable. So I only ever talk to Steph in everything I do. I know her age. I know where she lives. I know where she shops. I know where she eats. I know her interests, her dislikes. I know everything about her, and I tailor everything I'm creating on social media to her pain points, to her desires. And when I'm creating my content and my offers, am solving all of the stuff that she told me she needed help with. So when we're having conversations with our clients, when we're having conversations in the DMs, what is coming up for you? What are common themes with your ideal client, the person that you desire to work with so much, and how can you show up for them and speak to them in your copy, in your reels, in your carousels, in your posts? So you're attracting new, and it may not be a lot because you're niching down now. It's a little bit more specific, but it's going to be quality. And then taking it even one step up further from that is, of course, having an offer that you can sell, whatever that is, that's solving those problems, and selling it consistently, talking about it, and not just talking about, like, hey, I have this offer that you need to buy. It's, I'm going to solve your life in X, Y, and Z through this offer, and you're going to be so much more happier, and this is the result that you're going to get, and showcasing it in an aesthetically beautiful way that's reflective of you and your ideal client through how you're showing up on social media super consistently. And then the last thing is also nurturing the relationships that you're having on social media. So I hear a lot like, I only had 7 likes or 7 views on this reel, or, I only have 27 followers. But I will always argue the fact of, you have 27 people, human beings, following you that actually took the time out of their day to either hit a heart or send you a message or follow you. Like, imagine if you were in a room of 27 people right now. Like, I don't know, I'd be nervous. I'd be like, whoa, this is 27 incredible humans that know, like, and want to maybe trust me. Like, amazing. So switching the narrative around that, and instead of focusing so much on growth and attracting new, really nurturing the ones that are there and starting to build real relationships, communicating, sending DMs, spending no longer, I spend 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening in actively engaging with people that are following me, anyone that's liked my stuff, anyone that sent me a comment, anyone that's new to my community, and then a little bit new, and going and find new people through hashtags, and looking at your competitors and things like that. But building relationships, being social on social media, and
Yeah.
that is going to build that know, like, and trust, not only from an algorithm point of view, because your stuff's going to start showing up for them, but also, hey, they're gonna start. If you go and give them love, they're gonna give you love. And when they are looking for the problem that you solve, you're gonna be top of mind. If I've been talking to someone for a couple months sometimes, and they all of a sudden are like, hey, you know what? I need help with social media. I'm gonna be top of mind. And
Mhm.
or if they know somebody that needs help with social media, I'm gonna be top of mind because I've been consistent with my content. I've been showing up, and I've also been nurturing relationships. Sorry, that was so long winded.
So good. I'm writing down so many things because there's so much that I want to go back to. Like that was so good. um, I want to like I love everything that you said, and you know what I love more is that when you're talking about it, it all seems so simple.
Yeah.
It's like, let's take something that seems so overwhelming, right? Because the world of social media does seem really overwhelming. And it's gotten overwhelming because there's so many people out here whose full-time job is a content creator. But when you're a business owner, you don't have time to be a full-time content creator. And I think what I love about this is that that's not what this is about. It's about going back to who it is that you want to speak to, who can you help, and what problem can you solve.
Yeah.
And so going back into that, I want to talk about that because I think that that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you talked about was your ideal client and like niching it down.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times I've caught myself doing this. I'm sure we've all done it in the beauty industry, in any industry. We get some sort of feedback, whether it's on a post, whether it's a private message. It'll be something like, your prices are too high,
Mm-hmm.
or it'll be, I didn't like this, or somebody else doesn't take as long as you. There'll be different, some sort of feedback, and it's one person out of like however many people. And then what we do is we start to think about ways that we can overcome that feedback through our messaging, right? So I'll go back to using the price example because I think so many people can relate, and then especially people in the beauty industry. You get these messages and they'll be like, how much do you charge? Oh, my neighbor does it cheaper, or the girl down the street does it cheaper. Can you give me a discount? So then you start seeing people in our industry making posts about why I don't offer discounts, or why it costs this much. And they're almost making posts for that person, but that person is not a client that you want anyway. So why are we creating content for them?
Yeah.
And like when you think about that, it's like, whoa, how many times have I actually caught myself doing that? And do I
We're all
actually
guilty
want
of
them?
it. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's wild. And then that goes into what you were saying about how important it is to find that ideal client that you've already had, that you know you want to attract more of. And if you don't have that person yet, creating that person, like creating the avatar of who it is that you want to be spending your time with every single day, who you know is going to love and appreciate your services, and who is never going to question anything that you're charging.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
I talked about this the other day with someone, and when I first started doing lashes from home, it was slow to get started. It's hard getting clients in any business. And I had one really incredible woman come in, and she is just one of those people that she's so social, she's so beautiful, she's so successful, and she's just happy. And I did her lashes, and that night she went to a Stampede event. And I got like 10 messages like that week of all of her friends booking in. All of her friends are like her. They're not the type of girls who have to split the bill right down the middle and all pay separately at dinner. Like they're the type of girls that are like, let's all pitch in. And we all want clients like that,
Yeah.
right? So I love what you said about that, like thinking about who it is. And so if you don't have a Steph, like who you said, or if you don't have the person that I said, but you know who it is that or you know what you want, start thinking about that and making characteristics, give her a name, give your avatar a name. And then when you're writing, do what Ayla says and write or write to that person. And I think that makes it less scary too,
It
you know?
totally does. And it helps you just get, it makes it less scary. It helps you get more clear, and it makes creating content, whatever form of content you're creating, easier.
Yeah. And then you're not worried about likes or like counts because who cares? The people that aren't liking your stuff aren't going to pay you money for your service anyway. So what does it matter?
I know it's like faux pas in my industry to say, I rarely look at the vanity metrics. Once a month, I'll go and check my insights to be like, did something really stand out? Okay, great. Maybe that'll create a little more of that next month as I'm planning my content and putting my content calendar together. But rarely, if it feels good for me, if I had fun making it, if it is reflective of me and Steph, that is all I care about. And of
Yeah.
course, there's nitty gritties like hooks and call to actions and things that we can be strategic about, but really coming from just like a place and just having fun. I think we get so inundated with the highlight reel of everyone else and everyone's one step, and bless, and that's amazing. Be one step ahead of me, pave the way so I can follow, and there's room for all of us at the top. But it can be paralyzing, right? It can be so
Yeah.
paralyzing seeing all this content, thinking we're not good enough, and just then it's stressful, and you're like, I don't have time, and I don't, and then messy action is better than no action, and just start and have fun with the content that you're creating for this person. And I'm telling you, it will just start to like ebb and flow, and it will, what you put out will come back. It's a
Yeah.
little woo woo moment for the day, but it's true.
So true. I love that. And that kind of like leads me, like I wanted to ask you if you had advice for you almost just answered it, but I'll dive a little bit deeper into it. I wanted to ask you for anybody, say you have if we're speaking to somebody who's just started a business or they have a business, but they're looking to start using their social media as a way to get new clients. They've been afraid to start, so now they know they're going to talk to their ideal client. In terms of visuals, what would be like the number one thing that you would recommend for people on how to get started so that they have some sort of like cohesiveness within their brand on Instagram?
Great question. So this is it's a little bit different for everyone. For me, as you know, I care a lot about the aesthetics, especially on Instagram. TikTok's a little, every platform is a little different, and that's a whole other story. But for me, but this is who I am. I care very much how my home looks. I love design. I love makeup. I love art. This is like who I am in my soul, and I always have been in everything. So creating graphics and having things look aesthetically pleasing and a pretty website lights me up. This is not the case for everybody. Everybody is different in how they show up from an aesthetic standpoint. So that's always the first thing. It's like if you are like a mama and you want to like be raw and real, and that's also who you want to attract to you, then sister, show up in whatever way is feels good for you, but just show up and just start. Like I said, my favorite line right now is messy action is better than no action. Just start, and perfectionism can truly be boring if that's not your vibe. For me, it like lights me up. You know, my grid is like I spend a
Yeah.
lot of time, but that's just my thing. That's my, and people come to me, they're like, I want my thing to look like yours. Like, that's what I sell. So it's a little bit different. If I was just starting out and I didn't care about how it looked, I would just start creating content. I would just start creating reels, to be honest, on Instagram. Right now, for new, Reels is the type of content that Instagram is favoring from an algorithm point of view. And if you want to attract new, it's the only content that can really find you new, essentially. So without being shared or repurposed or getting on the explore page, which is kind of tricky to do in the very beginning. So I would recommend only posting Reels for probably a whole month and just start. If you care about the aesthetics, like I do, there are if I was just starting out new and I was really like, okay, I want this to look and place emphasis there, there's so many incredible platforms and free tools out there that can help. I think all of us know what Canva is. If you don't, download it right now because it's a beautiful tool. You can have a free or paid version that basically is like graphic designing 101 for dummies. Anyone can use it to start to create your own vibe. They have lots of free templates, but if not, there's also like Etsy and Creative Market and other really beautiful websites that offer customizable templates that you can also download and then upload into Canva and start to create a vibe around. And you can pick colors and go to Pinterest. Like it's a whole process, to be honest. But I would probably start with Canva and looking on Pinterest, picking out some colors, seeing how you want your photos to be, and start to create a feeling based on that ideal client and based on who you are from an aesthetic standpoint. I could talk about this and have like so much to dive into, but that's like high level where I would start.
Totally. Yeah. And that's one thing that I wish I would have known when I started, even just colors. So like if I had like I didn't understand how all that worked, but picking the colors for your brand is so important. And picking those and sticking with them
Yeah.
is also like, and it's something I didn't know. And then behind each color, like this is going very, very basic, but it's something I feel the need to say because it took me like 3 years in the business to learn. There's codes, like there's like color codes for
Yeah.
these colors. So in Canva, what I love is that you can pick the colors that you like, and then you have those codes, and then you can carry it forward in everything that you do. And then same with fonts, right?
Yeah.
So in Canva, they have that brand kit. And I mean, we still go back to using that. Like it's just so simple.
Me too. And I have, and you can, and it can change, it can evolve as you
Mhm.
evolve as a human, but just picking them and yeah, and staying consistent. And I walk you through this whole thing in my course, and literally like how to find your colors and where to find them and how to get the hex codes and then upload them into Canva, like because that's important to me. It's not,
Yeah.
but again, I my only thing with that, and I just will say it over and over, is sometimes this can paralyze people if it's not perfect. If they don't have the photo shoot and the fancy videos and the filters and the presets right away, and then they're like, I'm not good enough and I'm gonna fail and I'm just not gonna post anything. So that is not the case. That can, you can learn as you go, and but just if you're, because I know you asked if I was just starting out, just start.
Just start. I love that. I love that. And that's the thing we all have to remember too. If you're making your money, there's very few people that I know of. I actually don't know of anybody who's actually just making money on Instagram by being like an Instagram person. Like I don't personally know anybody. I do know a lot of businesses that are utilizing Instagram in order to, sell the product or the offer or the service.
Yeah.
So we get caught up in thinking that we have to look like those professionals who are actually making, and they do exist. I just don't know of them like as a friend or a name.
I was trying to think. I know of people that make great affiliates, but they also have offers and other products, not just brand deals and affiliates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if like us who we're all busy running our own business, we're all like working and then we're trying to do this, why are we comparing ourselves to like the movie stars of Instagram? It's crazy. It's so crazy, right? That's their job. This is not our job.
No.
Our job is to offer a service, solve a problem, like you said, and provide help to people who need it. And Instagram is our way of showcasing that. And then I love how you said too, it improves as you go, but you never can actually improve anything until you start.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's so important. My last thing I had a couple of questions written down, and I just feel like this has been so good so far. And I know that there's going to be lots of questions. So I'd love to have you come on again, because I think that this is like, I wanted everybody to meet you. I wanted everybody to know what was going on. And then I want to see what everybody has questions about. But one thing that I get asked all the time in my business, and I think that it's always such an interesting question, and I wanted to hear from you. If you could do it all over again, so like say you were going to start social media all over again, you were going to start whatever it is that you were doing, what would you change or what would you have done differently, like with your business, with how you built your brand, everything?
I honestly wish I just would have went all in on my business like 6 years ago. I felt like I really truly felt there. I mean, there's a whole can of worms that we can dive into, but I just truly did not think that I was worthy enough to 100% stand on my own. And instead, I live in the shadows of really powerful female entrepreneurs who I love and respect, but spent a lot of time making them millionaires and doing everything for them. And while I'm so grateful for all of the experience and all of the things I learned, because I truly also wouldn't have felt in integrity and 100% in authenticity if I hadn't done that work for them, because I haven't done it for I'm not a multimillionaire. I've created multimillionaires, but I needed to learn how to do everything before I could. But I think I was probably ready about 5 years ago and was just afraid. I was afraid to just be like, the brand is now me, as opposed to like, oh, the brand is Sunny or Aaron or whoever else. And it was much easier to be comfortable with them and just side hustle my business and put everything into them as much as, again, so grateful. So I think I would have started a lot sooner and just had more faith and know that it's so cliche, but like I am enough and like I am worthy and I have so much to offer and I know so much, and my true passion is to help other women with all of this stuff now and teach them all the stuff that took me 12 freaking years to learn. And just freaking start, Ayla. The same advice that I just gave here today, just actually start and go all in, because you are amazing is what I would tell younger Ayla.
I love that. And I love hearing you say that, because if you go on, like for me, if I go on your social media, you're just this boss and everything is put together, but we don't always see the struggles behind what it took to actually get there, right? And then we sit there and we compare. We're like, well, I'm not her and I'm not as confident as her, so I couldn't do this. So it's so good to see like you open up and like share that side of it, because so many people are sitting there thinking, well, I could never do what she does.
Oh my
Right?
God. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's so important to lift the veil on this highlight reel of social media and to be real and authentic and show vulnerability, because we all have it. It doesn't matter who you are. We all have the same limiting beliefs and self-doubt, and we're all on our own unique journeys. And so you just cannot compare your story to anyone else's, because you truly have no idea. Everyone is fighting a battle you have no idea about. And so, yeah, I'm happy to share that, because I think it's relatable, because I think a lot of us are afraid. It's scary going all in yourself and your business, and not having somebody take care of you, and being entrepreneurs and the roller coasters of this entrepreneurial journey. The highs and the lows are like none other. And no one else understands except for other entrepreneurs. And so it's so good to have these conversations. And I'm so grateful that you had me here to share a little bit of these nuggets with people. If it had any value to them, I'm just grateful to share that. And if it can help one person, then my job is done.
Totally. I love that. If you, okay, why don't you just share your Instagram? What's your Instagram name right now?
My handle on Instagram is Ayla Freda. That's my handle everywhere. So AYLAFREDA. And then my website is Ayla Sorochuk, and it's AYLASOROCHUK.com.
Okay, I'll make sure it's all posted. If you guys go over to Ayla's Instagram, there's a reel that you had done a while back, and I loved it. It was about it was really cute. It was about how to use the colors for your brand on reels. And that was one of the most helpful things. So simple,
Yeah.
but I never would have thought about it. Like, but the fact that you did that, it's like the way you shared it and showed me, it was so simple, but like life-changing and mind-blowing when you see it. So find that reel on Ayla's Instagram. I guarantee you'll be like, whoa, like, how did I not see this? And that's what I love. Like, you've been able to take a lot of things that feel really overwhelming and complicated, and then simplify them into a place where people can like get it, and it doesn't seem so crazy that you're paralyzed. And that's what I'm really excited to learn more about with your course as well. I really think that this is a huge part of marketing, and that people don't need to go and blow huge budgets on Facebook and social media or Instagram for actually advertising, but that they can build beautiful organic leads, and they can generate a lot of income from that. And I think that I know that that's the skill that you have. So I'd love to, next time we chat, we'll chat more about the course. And I can already see here, like from what we go through, it's like there's simple concepts, but it's the steps behind, right? Like you're talking about algorithms, you're talking about engagement, you're talking about like hashtags and things that even seem overwhelming, but then to you, it's simple enough that, or you've done enough work in this industry to be able to lay it out in a way that makes sense to people who are just getting started. And I think that that's why we do need help with this. Yeah. Like everybody needs help in places that isn't their niche, right? And it isn't what they do.
Totally. And I'm all about just like, keep it simple, stupid. That's my mom says that all the time, but it's like really just like, does not need to be overcomplicated in anything that we do, and everything can be broken down into steps and really not be as overwhelming as it can seem. And there's a process behind everything, and even creating content, like there's systems, very simple systems, very simple spreadsheets, or even like processes that can make it so much more easy and seamless, and batching, and just making it so we're not full-time content creators, because we're full-time bosses. So we cannot be creating content for 8 hours a day. That is not conducive to our businesses. That is not going to make us money. So we need to be strategic around how we do it. And that comes naturally. It's because we're the visionaries of the world doing what we do. But yeah, so I like to break it down and make it so it's very, very digestible and not overwhelming.
Yeah. I love that. I want to like quote that. We're not full-time content creators. We are full-time bosses.
Yeah.
It's so true. Like we all need that reminder too, because you get caught up in it for a bit.
You do. Yeah.
So good.
I'm guilty of it too, because I love it. But also sometimes I'm like, okay, I gotta like set it. I set timers. I really do. Yeah. But that's my Virgo brain. So not everyone is like that.
I'm a Virgo too. We're so similar. I don't set timers though. I'm like a different type of Virgo than you.
When's your birthday?
August 30th.
Oh, I'm August 27th.
Oh, we're so close.
We're so close. I love Virgo.
That's crazy. Another similarity.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. Well, I learned so much, and I'm excited. I mean, truthfully, I love learning from you. Like the conversations that we've had, I always take something huge away. So I'm really grateful for that and for the relationship that we have. So thank you. And yeah, once your course is ready and everything like that, we'll hop on here again and we'll share all the details, because I think that I know that it's going to be something that is going to change change a lot of things for people. And I think the biggest thing is alleviating that stress that we talked about and that paralysis. And then secondary, which is the best thing, is going to be helping to drive revenue into your business as well and into people's businesses. Exactly. That's what it's all
Impacting
about.
baby all day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Love
Okay.
it.
Thank
Okay.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, Ayla. It was so good to see you.
See you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.